What is up, everybody? It is Lawrence again, and today we have a pretty delayed sneaker. I've been waiting for it for a long time. I think I ordered it a week after release, and then the shipper took a long time from Goat, and then Goat tried to authenticate it, and that took a while, and then they were fake. Well, actually, they weren't fake. They were overly used, and so Goat sent them back, and they had to get me another one. So long story short, this took a long while, but I am super stoked to finally have these in hand, and that is the SB Dunk Low Pro, a collaboration between Nike and Parra. So Parra is a artist that's based out of Amsterdam. I really do like his work a lot. There's been a lot of different collaborations between Parra and Nike in the past, and I have 4 other pairs of sneakers from the Parra and Nike collaboration. One of my favorite things is actually this. I believe this is the Air Max one. Just dropped that one. One of my favorite pairs of sneakers. This actually might be my favorite pair of sneakers of all time. That's not the Jordan 11, so it's kind of pretty close up there. But this is the Parra Air Max 1. One of my, honestly, I think it's one of the most artsy shoes you can possibly have. I also have this one in the Spiridons, and then I also have the SB releases that were released a couple years, maybe a year or two afterwards, with a blazer as well as another dunk, SB dunk. I don't really know, but it's one of the dunks, SB dunks, and I just really like the work. And I even actually have a piece of art hanging in my living room, kind of actually not living room, my foyer, to celebrate and honor Mr. Parra. Wow. Not having a good time with that. I'm just gonna kick that to the side and figure that out a little bit later. Before we get into the rundown, I wanted to express my little bit of disappointment in that there wasn't a cool Olympics box or anything like that. It's just kind of the, I think, special edition SB Dunk boxes, which usually I believe are these colors. It's a nice box, but it's not a limited edition. If you've looked at the Air Max 1 that I just put up, it actually has artwork on it, and the box itself seems like a work of art. All right, so let's start with the rundown. These retailed at $110, but pretty much nobody got them. I paid around $345 resale on Goat, and right now they're going for just a little bit less, for $330. They're actually going a little less than I expected, because this was, I believe, a pretty limited pair. I don't see many people having them, and the hype around them was pretty big. I'd say that like a lot of people were calling these sneaker of the year. When it comes down to the sizing of this sneaker, I would probably go there true to size. If you've worn any other SB Dunk ever, I would say go with that size as well. These don't fit very differently. The only difference is I think, I haven't worn these enough to know, but there is a bit of pinching in this kind of area because the leather or whatever is pretty stiff here. It's probably gonna wear in over time, but just something that you would note. But I would say true to size for most people. When it comes down to style, I love this pair in terms of the artwork. This actually looked a lot better in person than I expected. A lot of the colors that are in kind of the online pictures are very flat, and I'd say that once you kind of get this this sneaker in hand, it actually feels, I would say, 3-dimensional, but it definitely pops. And I feel like because of the different panels and everything and the overlays of the I don't actually think this might not be leather, but of the overlays, it feels a lot more abstract-y, I guess. It does feel like it pops out a little more in person. So style-wise, I would give this a 8.5 out of 10. In terms of comfort, I don't like the way SB Dunks or Dunks fit in general. I don't think they're comfortable sneakers, and I would put it along the same lines of like the Air Jordan 1. This is probably a little bit more comfortable than the Air Jordan 1, but I would give these a 5 out of 10 in terms of comfort. All right, so now with the rundown out of the way, let's get into the review of the Nike Parra SB Dunk Low Pro abstract art. So one of the coolest things about the sneaker that I don't love, but it is cool, is the pattern that's here is, you can see it through a lot of his artwork. If you buy a lot of the apparel from, honestly, Parra nowadays, it is kind of this abstract art, and it's this color scheme that he typically uses. The other thing about this this release is that it coincided with a bunch of Nike releases that he did, that Nike and Parra did for the Olympics. And they basically designed like football or soccer kits during that time period. And those are also available, but pretty rare, I think, as well. So this is the part I don't like, because I do like the patterning. It does wear away to this hot pink color, and if I can find the picture that I saw on Instagram in terms of what this looks like, it ultimately looks like hot pink leather, and it does not, in my opinion, look great. But the overlays are of that paneling and that abstract art on both the medial as well as lateral sides of this sneaker. One of the best things about the sneaker is also that little mini swoosh on the toe overlay, which I absolutely love. I'm just a huge fan of mini swooshes. I like mini swooshes, and I cannot lie. On the underlays of the sneaker are, I'd say, like a pretty good leather. They're really soft to the touch. I can't really tell how thick they actually are. I only had a chance to wear these for probably like an hour or so before filming this, so the leather feels really good. It feels more premium than most SB Dunks, but that is a really low bar. I'm not sure how I feel about the leather yet. It's pretty good quality, but I wouldn't say it's great quality by any means. Going to the middle of the sneaker on both the lateral and medial sides, you also have a black swoosh that is done in this leather. This has a grainy leather to it, and it does feel pretty thick cut, and you can see that on the medial side as well. Going to the back of the sneaker, you have Parra on the left foot and then Nike on the right foot stitched in, and you have more of that abstract art color, and then there's more of that leather that's used throughout. It feels pretty similar to the rest of the leather that's used on the underlays in the rear as well. Going up the top of the sneaker, you have rope style lacing done in a white. There's also an extra pair, and I actually think I like this hunter teal green a little bit more. That also comes in the box. So one of the things I need your opinion on is which lacing color should I go with? Should I go with classic white, which I think looks pretty darn good, but I feel like I like this better. And I don't usually like the alternate laces because I typically like the whites because it just looks more classic. But I think this hunter green looks pretty good. I'm pretty glad they didn't actually include a pink version because I don't think that would look too great on this, but I like how the laces and the sock liner are the same color. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. The tongue itself is made out of very, very soft leather. It is also heavily plush to the touch, and they usually do this on the SB Dunk, so it feels really, really thick. Sock liner is done in this awesome, you can't, like I said, you can't tell a lot of these things online, but there is a shiny hunter green teal on the sock liner that I do like. When I first pulled it out of the box, I was actually where my eye was drawn towards. I almost felt like it was a jewel-like. I don't know what's a hunter green jewel. Does anybody know? And then on the inside of the sneaker, you have Nike SB and Parra on the insole, and it's a more of that abstract art type of pattern. Moving over to the midsole, you have a white midsole as well as a rubber gum outsole. I do like the way the rubber gum looks. Then in the middle, you also have a Nike SB logo. Before I get into my thoughts, let's hold on for 1 second and squeak all over that like button, because it helps algorithms, and honestly, I feel like I need some love. It's a very dreary day, and I just need some love. So what are my thoughts on this sneaker? There are a lot of people that call this a shoe of the year. I just don't think it is. I really like the sneaker so much enough that I would pay resale for it. I also really like the artist, and I just wanted more as part of my collection. But I just don't think this is shoe of the year. I think it looks awesome. I think actually, surprisingly, I think I'm actually getting a lot of use of it because I don't think it's as artsy as the other ones. I would probably place this at number 4 out of 5 of the 5 that I own, with number 1 being the Air Max 1, number 2 being the other SB Dunk low that released a couple years back that it's done in kind of a white color. So I really like this sneaker a lot. I just wouldn't put it as my number 1. All right, guys, that is it. This is the SB Dunk Low Pro between Nike and Parra. If you have not done so already, hit that like, hit that subscribe button down below, and if you're really generous, hit that bell icon as well. But until next time, peace.